It's already been 8 months that I'm chasing my dreams now. Exactly 8 months ago, I finished college and decided to turn down all job offers. And ever since, I've been traveling the world playing football. I went all in, I bet on myself. I didn't want to depend on anyone. I didn't want to work for someone else's dream. I wanted to be free and chase my own dreams. And being a young man, I had the naive confidence that I could pull it off. 8 months ago, I was standing on that rooftop in Philadelphia. 2 days before graduating college. Right there on that rooftop is where I actually made that decision. But to be completely honest with you guys, I was scared because I had nothing going for myself. Yes, I had played at the highest levels of college and semi-pro soccer in the US in front of thousands of fans, giving autographs to little kids. But I had no offers from pro clubs, no interest whatsoever. And to be honest, I had no one who believed in me. But I knew that once I made up my mind, there was no going back now. If you know anything about me, then you know that when I make a decision, I'm actually gonna do it. But I had a much bigger problem than having no offers. I had just turned down 70k a year job offers, It sounds cool and confident, and that's how I felt at the moment. I felt like I was that guy, Rejecting big offers because I'm betting on myself, being all bold and confident. But what I hadn't really thought through, how was I gonna travel the whole world if my bank account was completely empty? And to be honest, it started in college already. I was flying to New York for a summer league team here. The next year I flew to Washington to play for another USL2 team there. From time to time I flew to California to see my girlfriend, and I flew to Germany over Christmas to see my family at least once a year. And by year 2 in America, I already blew all of my savings. I still remember I was sitting in a cabin in the forest of upstate New York, which was where my USL2 team at the time was housing us. And I wanted to book a flight back to my university for college preseason, but I couldn't afford it. I couldn't believe it. I had worked in a cafe in Germany for a whole year before coming to the US to save up enough money for the 4 years. But I had blown it all away after 2 years already. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like I come from a super poor family and didn't have financial support. That's not true at all. They even helped me with paying my rent during college. I come from a typical middle-class family. But I was ashamed to ask my parents for money. I was an adult now. I felt like I had to start to take care of myself. And I knew I had to find a way to make money. So in that cabin in the forest, I sat together with my Spanish goalkeeper at the time. Proper hustler, by the way. And we founded our own company. So after every practice session, while the rest of our teammates were going on trips to the city, laying by the pool, tanning, we were locked inside our cabin, trying to figure out how to build up this company. And to be fair, it took us that whole summer. But we did it. We actually managed to build a college soccer agency. And that's where it all started, in that cabin in the woods in upstate New York. Honestly, it feels like it's straight out of a movie script. Now fast forward 2 years, we had made a name for ourselves. Had players in every division across the whole country. Full ride at D1s, big NIL deals. We did it all. But in all honesty, we couldn't dedicate more than 10% of our time to it because we were full-time footballers, students, and we had another job on the side to help pay for the bills. In my mind, it was easy. If we had only been putting 10% of our time into it, I'm just gonna go all in and make this business go through the roof. But at that time, 8 months ago, in December, on that rooftop, right before finishing college, I was far from being able to live off of this. It helped pay for a few flights and train rides, but that was all. Fast forward 8 months to now, almost in August, all I can say is, it actually worked. I actually pulled it off. I traveled the world playing football. United States, Asia, Europe, you name it. Pro trials, contract offers. I had the time of my life. I was truly living my dreams. That life that I always talked about wanting to have when I was still in college. I still remember sitting in the cafeteria in college together with all of my teammates, telling them that this is what I was gonna do. Traveling the whole world, playing football, signing a contract, building up my own company, and documenting it all on YouTube. I was already doing YouTube at the time, but none of my videos even got close to 1,000 views. But I had that vision. And another thing that you need to know about me, when I have a vision, I know that I'm gonna do it. Now I have no idea how or when it's gonna happen, but I've always had that confidence that somehow I'm gonna pull it off. Being free from absolutely anyone and anything. Location freedom, time freedom, no one who could tell me what to do. I did preseason with a pro team in Asia. Then after practice I took business calls, closed deals, negotiated contracts, sitting under palm trees on the beach in paradise. Then I went to Japan, back to Europe, actually signed a contract in Germany, scored in my 3rd league game, and then in off-season I flew to Poland and then to California. Why all these different countries? It's pretty simple, because I could. Why stay in one place when I have that freedom to go wherever I want? I can't believe it. I actually pulled it off.
Ooh, they look yummy.
I had just spent my off-season in California. After all of that hustling in the last months, I needed some time to clear my mind.
Yeah.
Have fun, regenerate by the ocean, eat some good food, but also train.
3 shots, 3 goals.
Every 2 days I was out there on the field, doing sprints, staying fit and getting the best shape possible to prepare for what's to come. I'm back in Germany, 6 days before preseason starts, and I still haven't signed a contract. As footballers, we secretly all wish for the same thing: to be faster.
Guys, track and field training, it's not for the weak.
Speed is the #1 rule in football. The faster you are, the easier things become for you on the field. Now, I'm not only talking about sprint speed when I say this. Speed is also in your head. The faster you think, the easier the game gets for you. It's both, the legs and the head, just to clarify. And I thought, if I want to get faster, why not train with the guys that have mastered speed? The fastest guys on the planet. 100-meter sprinters. So that's what I did.
So back in Germany, and we're on the track today with my friend Alex. He does track and field, D1 in Texas, and he's my neighbor. So I asked him if I can do some sprint training with him to improve my speed.
Shout out to all the people. Shout out all the soccer players. Shout out Paraguay.
He actually competes for Paraguay. He's going to be in the Olympics one day.
The next component, the foundation for everything, is technique. Now this is a non-negotiable. The minimum requirement to be a footballer at any decent level. And at the pro level, elite technique is just the standard. Now, elite technique is not only about juggling or skills. At the pro level, elite technique means not making mistakes. Sharp driven passes with the right timing into the correct space. Speed of the ball, directional touches with intention. That's what you see from the pros. But that doesn't mean that they can't do the fancy stuff. I guarantee you they all can, even the goalkeepers. But they choose not to, obviously. The foundation of every footballer is his relationship with the ball. Does it look like the ball loves him, or does it look like the ball is trying to escape from him? That's what I mean. And my favorite way to build that relationship is this. Just me and the ball. Barefoot, on grass.
Home workout in the garden. I don't have a gym membership, and this is all I got. So I gotta work with this. Sometimes I can work out at the gym that the sprinters use, where I go to sprint, the track and field team that I'm training with sometimes, but yeah, they're not training today, so I have these 2 dumbbells, that's all I have, so I'm going to use it the best I can. Juggle the ball a little bit too, because I'm a footballer, not a bodybuilder. And today we're going to work on explosiveness again. Funny enough, today is one of the hottest ever recorded days in Germany. It's 41 degrees Celsius, extremely hot, I'm sweating like crazy, but let's get it done.
Today I'm doing Bulgarian split squats again, as explosive as possible. The exercise that I showed you guys last video already. And then for the upper body, I did push-ups, but not on the palm of my hands, on my fingertips. And also as explosive as possible, pushing me off the ground. Now while I was editing the last YouTube video in a cafe for you guys, let me give you an update. Preseason starts in 2 days, and I still haven't gotten the offers that I was hoping for. As you guys know from the last video, I have the option to go abroad again for January. But that's in 6 months. And it's July right now, and I need to make a decision. I called the coach of my team in the 5th tier in Germany here that I was on contract with last season and told him that I'd be coming to preseason with the team. But I was honest with him that I'm still not sure if I'll stay in Germany. And we agreed to do preseason together and then see how it goes. The next day, we had the official cup draw to see which team we would face in the first round of the German Cup. And we're facing Sandtönis from our league, the team that beat us in the semi-final last season in penalties and is playing in the DFB Pokal against Frankfurt. a first division team. And of course, we're going to want our revenge. A week later, 6 days into preseason, we have our first friendly game. The team is looking pretty good so far, and the trainings are intense. The game wasn't filmed, but every player got one half to show himself. I was in the 11 for the second half, and we were tied up 1-1 at halftime. Then in the second half, I got an assist and a goal, but we ended up tying the game 3-3. Good game for me, but of course we wanted to win. I'm in preseason right now with my team in Germany. We've been training for 1 week now, and we just had our first preseason friendly today. My first action, I'm on the right wing, go 1v1 down the line, play the ball in, boom, goal right away, 2-1. And then my second action, I get the ball on the right side again, take one touch, and then just blast it into the post and goal again. So I think I was able to show myself today. I was pretty happy about the game, had some good dribbles as well, and I'm finally starting to get back into form. I've not really been in form for a long time now, probably since my time in the US. I haven't been at 100% because I was always traveling around the world with jet lag. So now doing an entire preseason, I think, is going to help me to get back to 100%. It can be very frustrating. Probably a lot of you can relate with me when you realize you're not at 100%, when you can't show what you're capable of. Just 4 days later, we played against a 4th division team from the Regionalliga West, the league where teams like Dortmund's U23 play. Extremely tough opponent as they play one league above us. We're the blue team here and we're playing at home in our stadium. We're sending our left winger Ollie through here, and then he's able to go 1v1 against his defender, cuts inside and scores the 1-0 lead in the 2nd minute of the game. Then, just 10 minutes later, we get a corner and we score a header for the 2-0 lead. Very unexpected, everyone thought we were going to lose. What a statement by us. At this point, no one can believe their eyes. They were leading 2-0 already after just a few minutes. But we were honestly dominating the game. Our goalkeeper sends an incredible through ball, and then our striker gets a bit lucky, but the ball bounces back to him and he scores the 3-0 lead for us. We're getting very confident now and are able to play out of pressure, remain calm, find the right passes and break lines in the right moments. Here our right back Jamil is doing an incredible job at driving inside, tries to go for the 1-2, but it's well defended. The opponent is also showing his class, catches us by surprise and scores their first goal in the game. And they're not stopping there, they're still fighting, playing another ball behind our line, lay it up to the man inside and score another goal. But we are also not done yet. We're still playing well, winning our duels and play an amazing through ball here to the right winger. He's 18 years old, he actually just joined from the youth and he scores a beautiful goal. No one can believe their eyes that we are dominating this team. Keep in mind, they will play against the top talents of Borussia Dortmund, Schalke 04, Köln, Gladbach, all of those Bundesliga teams next season. And we are completely dominating. I'm driving forward into the space, play a ball to my striker, and then I follow up my pass with a run inside of that space that he created. He plays it back to me, I drive forward and then try to shoot, but the keeper makes a good save. Then another scene where I'm involved, ball gets to our striker, he holds it up well, and again I make the run into that space in the middle where no one expects me. I'm driving towards goal, cut inside, get fouled, but I play the ball in the middle and he misses the goal. Incredible miss, but also I think that should have been a penalty. The game ended 7-2 for us, which is an incredible result playing against a team that's a league above you. The next day, not even 16 hours after being on the field yesterday, I was invited to the final of a startup competition, where me and my startup, US Sports Agency, were selected among one of only 10 startups to be in the final of this competition. And do a 5-minute pitch in front of a jury of very successful business people, and a crowd of investors, other founders, and the media. So I presented our college soccer agency, how we work, how we were able to sign over 60 players to scholarships in the US already. And I actually mentioned you guys as well, that I was able to reach over 300,000 people organically over YouTube. And I told a bit about my story. The pitch went extremely well, and after I was done, one of the people from the press came up to me and told me he was super interested in my story. We exchanged business cards and he told me I'll hear from him soon. 4 days later, I sit down to read the newspaper after breakfast, and I can't believe my eyes. I filled up an entire page in the newspaper, telling my story and how I managed to build this company.
I made it on the news.
And if you remember where I was just 8 months ago, I think you can understand how much that meant to me. That's what the life is like as a footballer and startup founder. It's not always easy to balance both. You can't imagine how many calls I've had to schedule around games and training. But it's what allows me to continue chasing this dream of traveling the world playing football. Yes, I'm making a few $100s a month as salary from football, but being able to work for my agency from anywhere in the world is what really gives me that freedom. Today, I have an off day. And for the first time in a while, I took the day completely off. No football and no business.
Guys, we're filming a music video.
I rode around my hometown with my friends on our bikes. And then we went to the local river, just fooling around, enjoying life. I felt like I was 13 again. You know, back when we had no worries in life. And then I tried to do a front flip from the ground for the first time. And it actually worked. Maybe that'll be my new celebration. It's been 2 weeks into preseason now, and I still haven't signed any contract. I was talking with a few clubs in Europe, Asia and South America, but never came to an agreement. I now have 1 more week before I need to make a decision. We're out here working out. Looks like an abandoned house. But we gotta get the workout in. Gotta do some pull-ups, some shoulders, a little bit of chest. Not too much for the legs because I have practice tomorrow. So yeah, it's always tough as a footballer, honestly, when training your legs because you want to be fresh for training. Working out with your boys in the basement. This is peak life as a man. Before I explain what I'm showing my friends here, this is not medical advice. Don't do this at home, please. But I actually do most explosive exercises on the ball of the foot, not the ear. Because any explosive or athletic movement that we do, we're always on the ball of our foot, on our tiptoes. The power never comes from the heel. Yet we're always training on our heel when we're in the gym. This is not easy. You need to build the foundation first. I've been building that connection from the ball of my foot to my glutes for years now, so I know what I'm doing. But if you're not experienced, you need to build that connection and ankle stiffness first, before trying exercises like that. Then I also did some more upper body. Honestly, I do upper body mostly to feel powerful and masculine than for performance reasons. You don't necessarily need to do heavy upper body training as a footballer. Look at these big boys. Usually I'm that guy that's always positive, wants to inspire you, put a smile on your face, make you believe in your dreams again. And while my underdog story is incredible, there are so many failures, so much rejection, so many setbacks that I don't show. And right now is one of those setbacks. I thought about it for a long time whether I should share with you or make up a story around it. But I want to show you guys the truth. This house that I'm sitting in, it's my childhood home. And after college, when I rejected all job offers to chase my dreams without a real plan, this was the only place I had left, the only place I could come back to. And there are a lot of things I can't talk about, but we have a family member that's very sick and a lot of other things that happened that forced me to grow up quick, to take responsibility. I was the one who had to take care of my family. And the truth is, I don't know what to do. I need to be out of this house in 1 week, together with everything that I own. And I don't know where to go. And the only reason I'm sharing this is because I know there's so many of you out there that are in the same situation, maybe even worse, that don't know what to do, that are struggling. And I don't want you to watch my video and think that my life is perfect, because it's really not. You're not alone. We're all dealing with struggles. And it's completely normal to feel completely lost, to not know what to do. I felt completely lost so many times in my life already. You couldn't even imagine how many times I was sitting there not knowing what to do. Sometimes to the point where you question every decision that you've made in your life. But everybody does, trust me. And when you're facing a storm that seems impossible to overcome, that's where you walk straight into it with courage. You walk straight into the storm and you're lost, but you figure it out. What else is there left to do? This has been the story of my life for the past years. I felt helpless, lost, not knowing where to go so many times. And it always felt impossible to overcome. It always felt like there was no solution. It felt like I was the one out of everyone that was always so unlucky, that was always hit with the struggles. Because everybody else's lives on social media always seemed so perfect. And I was the one with the struggles. Why me? Why not everybody else? But that's not the truth. The truth is that everybody has the struggles, but you don't see it. Sleepless nights, stress, trying to handle everything while running my business and having to perform on the football pitch at the same time. It hasn't been easy. And now, more than ever, I need to start making real money. I need to lock in even more on my startup. So I went to work. And to be honest, it was also an escape from all the problems that I had. Because I didn't have to think about them when I focused on my laptop, working deep into the night. My sleep rhythm was completely destroyed at this point already. And when I mean I worked late into the night, I mean late. Very late. The worst thing that you can do as a footballer. Why do I say that? Well, later that week, I would pay the price. It's Friday, and as usual, we have team practice today. A day before a big friendly game against Bocholt, another 4th tier side. And midway through the session, I had to step out and head back to the locker room. I had strained my hamstring. It's been a while since I was last injured, but the only one I could blame this time was myself. Stress, working too much, going to sleep late. How was my body supposed to regenerate properly? So on top of all the problems I already had, I was now injured too. I got injured. We're playing a pro team tomorrow, in which I was supposed to show myself. And now I can't play. I don't know how long I'll be out, but I strained my hamstring, so I think it will be another 2 weeks until I can play again. And that's basically the whole of preseason. To be honest with you guys, I don't know what to do. Well, like I told you guys before, there's nothing left to do but to face everything with courage. To walk into the storm and figure it out. So I called some contacts that I have in the football world. Now, more than ever, I need someone to give me a chance. And after a few calls, some more opportunities came up in countries that I hadn't really thought of before. I can't tell you guys any details, but all of the opportunities were for January again. Guess what just arrived in the mail today? Number 1 and number 2. My 2 bachelor degrees that I got in the United States. This one is a Bachelor of Science in Finance with summa cum laude, 4.0 GPA, so the best possible grade. And this one is also a Bachelor of Science, but in Business Administration, also with summa cum laude, also 4.0 GPA. This is what I worked towards for 3.5 years in the US, and I managed to do this while running a startup, while playing football, while traveling the US, while working on campus, and I'm proud that I've achieved this. Doing 2 bachelors is also something that not everybody does. But when coming to the US, I set myself the goal of finishing 2 bachelors with a 4.0 GPA. And it wasn't always easy. At the end, I was questioning whether I should do it or not. Because to be honest, having a 4.0 GPA is not going to help me with anything. It doesn't matter if I finish with 4.0, 3.5, with the things I want to do in life. But it's a goal I set myself, so I wanted to accomplish it. And I did. I showed myself that I can do it. Guys, we're doing a work session. I'm editing my videos, so you guys have the new video as soon as possible. I know you guys are always asking me when it's coming out, but it takes a long time to edit. And also, you guys have to understand, I'm making the videos about my life, and I can't bring out a new video every week because there's not enough stuff that happens in a week to put in a video. So sometimes I need to wait a whole month to have things happen in my life that I can show you guys. But I'm always trying to edit it as soon as possible to give you guys the content. And today I'm with my friend who's also a filmmaker, and I'm thinking of upgrading to like a real proper cinema camera that you can actually film movies with. This is one of the models I want to try, so I want to try it out a little bit here with him and see if I like it or not. But you guys can be excited for the next videos because the camera quality is going to increase. Since I can't train while I'm injured, I can dedicate that time to other things that normally fall short. Like this, editing YouTube videos for you guys and upgrading my equipment. I am not sure most of you guys understand how much work it is to make these high quality cinematic storytelling videos. Let me show you guys, this is the camera. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's already showing the LUT preview, but I think this is gonna be my new camera. Das Ding ist, ich laber einfach immer irgendeine Scheiße und dann am Ende, das meiste schneide ich raus, aber... Filming is the easiest part. Weeks of editing, scripting, recording voiceovers like I'm doing right now. But it's all worth it because of you guys. I've gotten so many messages already telling me how much I've inspired you guys. And that to me is priceless. And at the end of the work session, my coach from my team in Germany called me and told me that we need to have a talk tomorrow.
So guys, it looks like I will stay in Germany until January. I've spoken with the coach of my club in the 5th tier here, and I was just honest with him. I told him I have some offers from pro teams in Asia for January and that I will probably want to take those, but that I would love to keep playing here until January. And he told me that it's fine with him. I have a couple of options. I don't know yet where exactly I'm gonna go, so it's going to be interesting. It's obviously also a little bit of a gamble because it can always happen in football that no offer actually comes through and I end up without club. But that's the risk I'm willing to take to chase my dreams, which is traveling the world and playing football. I think it's the best decision I could have taken right now in my situation, that I can keep playing here at a very high level until January, and then in January I can sign a contract abroad without any problems.
Or so I thought. A few days later, it would turn out that that wasn't the case. But that, my friends, is a story for the next video.